Hello Mon Petit and welcome back to my channel. I feel like it has been the longest time since we did a good old-fashioned sit down what's new in my wardrobe. It is the most beautiful, crisp, sunny, chilly autumnal morning and I have just been loving all of the autumn vibes. I have been doing quite a bit of autumn shopping, but this time of year always just inspires me so much and excites me so much with regards to what I can wear, what I can style up, what I want to be adding into my wardrobe. So we've got a little bit of a mixture here. We've got a little bit of Sezane, we've got a little bit of Holland Cooper, I've got some shoots, some accessories, some clothes. So go and grab yourself a cup of tea, get cozy, and let's jump straight into the video and I can show you what I've been picking up and what I've been shopping for autumn. I'm going to start with Holland Cooper because I am just feeling all of the cozy vibes at the moment, and these pieces are the coziest pieces I think I could have ever laid my eyes on. I feel like Holland Cooper are just doing such an incredible job of just covering all bases. They do outerwear to perfection. They do smart tailoring so beautifully, and they've now ventured into more kind of like cozy, comfy autumnal pieces. And when I saw this sweatshirt, I could not have added it into my basket any quicker. It is so cozy. It is so oversized and I really love the kind of like motif in the middle. So it says on it Holland Cooper circa MMV 111. What is that? 2000 and V111 2013? That must have been when the brand was founded. But I absolutely adore the kind of like embroidery on it, the illustration of the jockey jumping over the what are those called? Jumping over the horse jumps? You can tell I'm not an equestrian girl, oh my goodness me, but I absolutely adore it. And the colorway, this beautiful chocolate brown. I believe they also do it in like a creamy white with like a green embroidered detail, which I do think is really cute. But for me, something a little bit more practical, definitely a chocolate brown, because this is the kind of piece that I feel like I wouldn't really wear out of the house very much. I feel like this is a cozy Sunday kind of a sweatshirt when I just want to be uber comfy. I'm not planning on leaving the house and I just want to be as comfortable as possible. So for that reason, I felt like the chocolate brown was a little bit more practical and also so much more me. You guys will know how much I adore chocolate brown at this time of year. In fact, probably at least half a dozen of these pieces in this video are chocolate brown because it's just a color that I gravitate towards at this time of year. So I'm so excited for more cozy styling, more cozy days in this little sweatshirt. This is just so beautiful. Now what really excited me about that sweatshirt is that it actually comes as a matching set. Now those of you that have been around for a while might know that I am not normally the biggest tracksuit kind of a gal. I don't really wear like joggers, I don't really wear like tracky sets, and the main reason for that is because I just don't find that they really suit my style. But when I saw this pair of joggers on the Holland Cooper website, I could not have designed a pair of joggers that were more me if I tried. I think what I really don't like about most joggers on the market is the cuff at the bottom. I just don't really like that shape on me. I don't really think it suits me. What I like is a wide leg trouser, and these are actually wide leg joggers, and honestly I could not have fallen in love with them any quicker. I love the fact that you've just got the little Holland Cooper logo on the pocket detail. I just think that's so subtle, and again they're the kind of piece that I am not intending on wearing these out of the house at all. So being a 5-foot girl, I was well aware that these were going to be large on me. In fact, I actually got them in a large because I wanted them to be oversized. I'm normally a medium at Holland Cooper, but I really wanted them to be loose. I wanted them to be comfortable. I wanted them to be baggy. And I knew that with regards to the bottom of them, there would probably be at least 3 or 4 inches of fabric that would be trailing on the floor. And I'm definitely right. They're definitely too long to wear out of the house. But for cozy at-home styling, you know, on a Sunday where all you're doing is pottering about the house, maybe a bit of food prep, maybe you're sitting on the sofa watching a little bit of TV, you might pop out to the garden just to check on your veggies just slightly. That is exactly the kind of day that I want, wearing this tracksuit set. Just a really cozy at home autumn day, and I feel like this time of year is just the perfect time of year to really embrace that. So a gorgeous new tracksuit set was seriously on the cards for this time of year. I feel like it is the perfect time of year to invest in something like this and just really embrace the cozy vibes and embrace the cozy season. I mean, does this not literally make you want to cancel all of your weekend plans, pray for a rainy day, and snuggle down on the sofa? We watched the new Downton film recently, and I have been binge watching Downton ever since. It is just the best autumnal cozy watch, and this to me calls for a Downton day, a Downton binge watching day. It is just so comfortable, it is so cozy and so oversized. I absolutely love it. I'm really glad I went for the large. Actually, I was really debating between the large and the medium for the jumper, and I think the medium would have fit fine. It probably would have been great if I wanted it as more of like a out and about leaving the house kind of a sweatshirt, whereas because I just want it as a cozy at home fit, this is perfect. And as I said, just really beautiful as well. This is what's really put me off tracksuits in the past, is that I just felt so un-me in them, whereas this feels like the most me tracksuit I have ever seen. As you can see, it is still pretty darn long on me. I've actually had to roll it up twice here, so I can't really use the pockets, which is a little bit annoying, but you know what, absolutely fine. If I just need to roll them up and I can go about my day, you know, especially when I've got my slippers on, which do have a little bit of a chunky sole, so do help out with the height a little bit, then I feel like I cannot complain. Being a petite girl, tracksuits just never fit me in length, but I love the colorway of this. I love how soft and cozy it is. I think I'm going to be living in this on cozy autumnal days, so I'll leave it linked down below because, oh my goodness me, you're going to need this in your wardrobe in every single colorway. It is beautiful. Do not worry though, this is not going to be a haul full of pieces that you can't actually leave the house in. I did pick up some gorgeous shoes from Holland Cooper, and I have to say I've become a little bit of a convert. I have fallen in love with Holland Cooper footwear. I feel like they just do the most beautiful, really well-made, high quality, luxurious footwear pieces without actually breaking the bank. They're not necessarily designer price points, they're that kind of like luxury mid-tier price point, which I really like. It always feels like a bit of an experience unboxing them. I mean, how cute is this? I feel like I could literally bring this to like my spin classes to carry in my water bottle. In fact, this might just become my new little gym bag. I love that. But these trainers, you guys are not ready. I absolutely adore these and think I'm going to get so much wear out of these this autumn. They're the most perfect, kind of almost like caramelly brown, but a little bit cooler toned, with the most beautiful chocolate strip on them. And I have always been a trainer girl at this time of year. Living in the New Forest, I feel like I do need to have a fairly practical wardrobe. I do a lot of walking day to day. I zip in and out of London sometimes, and I feel like having a beautiful pair of trainers is just such a must, such a staple in your autumn wardrobe. Now, they did do these in two different colorways. They did like a darker version and this version, and I fell in love with this version because I felt like it was just a perfect kind of like autumnal tone without being too seasonal. Like I can definitely get the wear out of these in winter, in spring. I feel like these are going to be a pair of shoes that I just adore. And one thing I will say, whenever it comes to suede footwear, is to protect it. I've already given these a little spray with my suede protector. I get a lot of questions about how much suede I have in my wardrobe because I have suede ballet flats, I have suede bags, I have suede jackets, and whenever I spray them with the protector, I find that they don't get damaged in the rain. I find that they don't get that like color transfer from bags. I find they become almost indestructible. So invest in a suede spray protector, and honestly, all of your suede pieces will last so much longer. But a pair of suede trainers for autumn, oh, it doesn't get much better than this. Now, when it comes to autumn weekends, there is one way that I just absolutely adore spending them, and that is out in the garden. In fact, I was actually out in the garden this weekend harvesting some of my courgettes, and I cannot tell you the size of one of the courgettes I harvested. In fact, I'm going to pop a photo here. It is the biggest veg that I have ever grown, and I was so proud of myself. And one thing that I find whenever I'm gardening is my hair is always what's getting in my way. I get a lot of these kind of like tendrils that fall down, whether I just chuck it in a ponytail or I use like a hairband to try and keep it back, or clips. It always ends up falling in my face. So one of the things that I love wearing when I'm out in the garden is a cap. And I'm not gonna lie, the caps on Holland Cooper's website are beautiful. I fell in love with this one. I just felt like it was so autumnal. I love the fact that it has green embroidered detail to it, and the Holland Cooper Equine Club Sporting Heritage. Despite the fact that I am definitely not an equine girly, I am definitely not wearing this horse riding. Out in the garden is probably going to be 99% of the time that I wear it, and maybe 1% going out on nice autumnal walks through the New Forest countryside. But I just absolutely adore it. And what I quite like about this is the fact that it's this kind of like lighter tone. So I feel like sometimes wearing like a darker cap, especially when you're out in the garden, it's a sunny day, it can really like attract the sun. So I quite like the fact that this is a little bit of a lighter colorway. I don't have anything like this in my wardrobe, and I just thought this was a bit more of a practical but still beautiful piece to have in my autumn wardrobe that I know every time I'm out in the garden I'm gonna reach for and I'm gonna get so much wear out of. Bringing it back to those cozy pieces, because this time of year that is honestly all I want to be, and I'm just so obsessed with Holland Cooper's new kind of like cozy wear drop. In fact, I'll leave it linked down below if you want to check out the entire collection. I saw this gorgeous little t-shirt and again could not have added it into my basket any quicker, and I decided to size down on this because being a petite girl, I do sometimes find those oversized pieces can swamp me a little. They can overwhelm me if I go for the size up or even my own size. So I got this in a small and I'm really glad that I did because it is a very, very oversized small. The perfect piece though for at-home cozy styling. I feel like this paired with the tracksuit set is actually going to be perfect because you know when you want to be uber cozy, but sometimes when you start like pottering about the house, sometimes when you start moving, you can get a little bit warm, and especially at this time of year. The day starts off about 4 or 5 degrees, freezing cold, a frost in the air, but then as soon as it hits kind of like mid-afternoon, it's quite warm and you do want to start like stripping off those layers. So I feel like this is almost like the afternoon day piece, and then the sweatshirt is a bit more for the mornings and the evenings. I absolutely adore the subtlety to the branding on this tee. Just the fact that you have the little Holland Cooper logo, which they updated recently, and I adore. I just think it's so beautiful. We've got the sunlight there. I don't think that actually helps. I love the new Holland Cooper logo. I just think it is so subtle. I just think it is so beautiful. And then we actually have on the back Holland Cooper Country Club. Now this I feel like is just going to be a perfect tee to wear at home, but also could be great for like gym wear styling if you chuck over the top of like your gym outfit for going to and from the house to the gym, or even if you just want something tucked into a pair of trousers that's just uber comfy, uber cozy. I cannot tell you how soft this is. Again, in the beautiful chocolate brown. Can you tell it's a colorway that I'm just obsessed with at this time of year? Whatever plans I had this weekend, cancel them. I just want to be at home in my cozies, just feeling so comfortable. I mean, look at this tee. It's just so beautiful. I love the logo. I love the sleeve length, actually, the fact that it has like a bit more of a drop sleeve, and I'm really glad that I went for a small. This is why I like to do these hauls, to be able to help you out a little bit with regards to sizing. I often get comments and questions about what sizing I go for Holland Cooper, whether it comes up big, whether it comes up small, and the difficult thing is that different pieces come up different size wise. I'm so glad that I got the sweatshirt in the large. I feel like it just works so well being like a really oversized fit, whereas this tee I am so glad that I got in the small because I think any bigger would have just swamped me, especially as a shorter girl. I think the small just fits so nicely, still really loose, still really oversized. So this is one that I would actually size down in, but I just love the colorway. I feel like brown suits me like nothing else and just screams autumn to me. So this is a piece that I cannot wait to get more wear out of this cozy season. And the last piece from Holland Cooper I think might actually be the piece that sparks the intervention for the chocolate brown, because I am just obsessed with that colorway at the moment. I actually got my colors done earlier on in the year in springtime. I got my seasons done. I found out that I am an autumn, and so chocolate brown is a colorway that really suits my skin tone, really suits my color palette. It just makes me glow a lot more than other colors, and I feel like ever since finding that out, I've given myself the excuse to just lean in to the chocolate brown love, and especially at this time of year, I just think it works with so much in my wardrobe, and it's just so seasonal. But this tote bag I just fell in love with. I'm really adoring the kind of like branding that Holland Cooper are leaning towards. It does feel a little bit heavy with the branding, but in a kind of subtle way. You've obviously got the Holland Cooper there written in a beautiful kind of embroidery with this kind of crest in the middle, which I just think is so cool. You've got the Holland Cooper logo in the middle, that's kind of the original logo that they did before they did the kind of like what's this called, the more curvy writing, circa England. That must be 2013. I'm not going mad. Is it MMV 111? That is 2013. That must be when the brand was founded, but British heritage. And if there is one thing that Holland Cooper is, it is a British heritage brand. And I just think this is going to be so perfect. I know that I said I might actually use the shoe bag as a little gym bag for spin classes, but if you are taking a little bit more with you to the gym, you need your towel, you need your makeup bag, you're maybe like getting changed and ready for the day, this is the perfect gym bag. It's also a perfect like overnight bag if you're going for just like a little autumn staycation, just to chuck everything that you need in here, or even a work bag. It'll fit your laptop, it'll fit everything that you need. So a gorgeous little tote bag I feel like is such a cute piece to add into your autumn wardrobe in the most autumnal colour. moving on to Sezane, which is another store that I feel like is dangerous at the moment. They just released a beautiful new knitwear drop. I'll leave it linked down below, and I have to say, when it comes to those autumn accessories, in fact when it comes to autumn winter styling, I feel like Sezane just come into their own. They do the best knitwear, they do the best jewellery that you can style up with all of your knit pieces, they do the best accessories, the best shoes, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to blame you guys for this pair of footwear, because if you watched my last Sezane haul, you would have seen the beautiful suede ballet flats that I picked up and added into my wardrobe. And I literally said in that video that I was really tempted to also buy them in the black leather, because I don't really have a pair of just like plain black leather ballet flats in my collection, and I felt like they were a very timeless piece. I felt like they would be really practical for my wardrobe, and it seems that you guys felt the same, because I had a lot of encouragement from you to shop them, and so that is exactly what I did, and I could not be more in love with these. I am so impressed with how well these are made. Sezane footwear is obviously a little bit on the pricier side, but it's so funny how much my shopping habits have changed. I used to be the first person that would love to buy a pair of like Chanel ballet flats, of designer shoes, and I feel like I could not be further away from that now. I went through a time where I wouldn't spend more than high street prices on shoes, and now I've definitely learned the value of beautiful, high quality, more investment footwear, but I don't think I would ever go and buy a pair of designer like Chanel or Dior ballet flats ever again, because these are so well made. These are so beautiful and timeless, and they are an investment, but they don't break the bank like a pair of Chanel's do. I absolutely adore the little bow detail at the front. I just think they're so cute, and the leather on these is beautiful. They do take a little bit of wearing in. I have found that from my suede pair, but what I tend to do is just wear a little blister plaster at the back of my foot. Wear them on journeys that aren't too long. I'll just wear them if I'm popping out for lunch. I'll wear them if I'm just going to meet some friends for a couple of hours, just so that I can get a little bit of wear into them, get a little bit of movement in them, but not risk wearing them all day, causing a little bit of blistering. So they are the kind of pair of shoes that you do need to wear in, but once you have worn them in, I have a feeling that these are going to be the most comfortable slipper-like shoes. So these are a very welcome, very exciting addition into my autumn footwear collection. I could not be more in love with them. As I mentioned, if there is one thing that I absolutely adore at Sezane, it is their knitwear. I have an entire knitwear collection, predominantly Sezane pieces, and I feel like they do those really beautiful but unique knitwear pieces unlike anywhere else. I saw this cardigan and I could not have fallen in love any quicker. I've been really wanting to add some more beautiful knitwear pieces, or just kind of like tops into my wardrobe that you can just wear with a pair of jeans, with a pair of trousers, that look elevated yet casual, yet they look like you've put loads of effort in. Yeah, I just threw this on today. Do you know what I mean? Those kind of outfits that you don't look like you have spent hours choosing what to wear, yet somehow you just look effortlessly chic. I feel like because it's a Parisian brand, Sezane does that so well. Now this cardi also comes in black, and I am this close to pulling the trigger and getting the black as well, because I just think that would work so well in my wardrobe. But I did absolutely adore the white. So it has this kind of like waistband that you can pull in and cinch in your waist, which I think is going to look so cool with jeans. Also, I think slip skirts would work really well with this. I love the fact that the button detail that runs down it is literally the same knit, the same material as the cardigan, and it is a little bit holey, but I feel like it's the kind of holey that you can either wear a little tee on underneath, like a little vest, or just go for your bra. I don't really think it's going to show through that much. Now, it wasn't available in a medium, so I did size up and go for a large, but I'm hoping it's just going to give that cute kind of oversized look, especially paired with some trousers, some jeans. I think this is just going to be such a cute piece for autumn. Honestly, Sezane knitwear, it's a dangerous place to shop right now. I am so in love with this knit. I mean, is this not just the cutest, unique knitwear piece to add into your autumn wardrobe? Now, size-wise, I think the medium probably would have been a little bit better on me. It's a shame because it's a little bit loose in the large. I've cinched in the waist pretty much as I can. So if you are debating between sizes, I would say stick to your usual size. It was only because the medium was out of stock. I'm debating whether to exchange it and go down to the medium, but I don't think it's too big. I think I can definitely get away with it, especially paired with a pair of jeans like these. You might actually remember these if you watched my vlog where I went on the British Pullman. They're from the new Love and Roses collection in collaboration with Laura Whitmore at Next, and I just love them. They're this really beautiful, like dark indigo, kind of bell-bottom style, and I feel like they just work so well with the cardigan. I really love the fact that you can cinch in the waist. You can have it obviously as loose or as tight as you want, and actually if you wanted it maybe casual it down a little bit, you could probably undo a few buttons. Now I'm literally just wearing it with my bra and you cannot actually see through it, so I really like the fact that it's this kind of like wholey knit that you don't actually need lots of layers on underneath. So if you want to, you can obviously add a vest for a little bit of warmth, but it's not a necessity with the cardi. So it's a kind of cardigan I think will really work well transforming me from that kind of like early autumn where it's still not that cold into late autumn when I want a few more layers. Honestly, it's just such a beautiful piece. I'm so obsessed with the little scallop details on the cuffs as well. I just know I'm going to get so much wear out of this autumn. It is beautiful. If you guys know me, you're probably not surprised to see that I bought this because I am the biggest, if I like it, I'll just get it in another colour, kind of a gal. If you know my Sezane shirt collection, I literally have one in every single colourway and every single pattern, and this tee I fell in love with when it first came out. In fact, let me go and show you the other two versions of this tee that I have before I show you this, because it might become a bit of an addiction at this point. Just move back a little bit to try and avoid the sun. I feel like it is just whipping around so fast. It always makes me realise how much I ramble on about these pieces. But this tee I have in the classic white and also have in this gorgeous little Breton stripe. And I discovered this tee when I was looking for the perfect kind of like under jumper base layer, especially on days like today where I'm just wearing like a cute little Ralphie knit and I just wanted that little pop of collar to show, which I absolutely adore, especially further into autumn or kind of like winter styling when you want a little bit more layering and you want that little kind of like pop of collar. That's when I first discovered this tee, and I literally said at the time they need to bring this out in every single colorway, and I think Sezane have listened to me because they did the white, they have the gorgeous little Breton stripe, and they now have brought it out in the colorway I have been waiting for, black. Honestly, I felt like this was just such a long time coming. I've just been waiting for this tee to be released in black, because I feel like there is nothing more timeless and classic than a little black tee. You can style it up with jeans, you can wear it with trousers, you can add it shirts over the top, cardigans, knitwear pieces. I feel like there is nothing more of a wardrobe staple to have, especially for autumn winter, than a little black tee. So I couldn't be happier that they have now done this top in black. I love the fact that it has this like real slight ribbing to it. It just makes it so comfortable and makes it so stretchy, and as you can see, it is that style that's very popular at the moment, which I believe is either referred to as a shrunken tee or a baby tee. Now the funny thing is, being a petite girl, I have a very short torso, so I know on a lot of people this is very cropped. On me, it's pretty much full length, like it literally hits where my trouser line does, so I don't find them too like shrunken on me. But if you do, I don't find them too shrunken on me. I don't really feel the need to size up, but if you are maybe a little bit taller, it might be something just to consider. If you size up, you might just give yourself a little bit more room to play about with, but I couldn't be happier that they have now released this in the black. I will be patiently waiting for every other colorway to be released in this absolute icon of a t-shirt. I could not be more obsessed with it. And this is exactly why my motto when it comes to styling is basic but not boring. Because when you put on paper what this outfit is, it is so basic. Literally just a plain black tee and a pair of trousers. But it is not a boring outfit. It is just such a staple, such a foundational wardrobe piece that you can really like build on to create really beautiful outfits. I mean, you can wear knitwear over the top, you could do cardigans, you could do shirts, you could add a blazer, you could add a coat. I just love how many kind of options there are with this, and I love what a staple it is. As I've said, on me, it is definitely not cropped. These are actually a pair of like lower rise trousers, and it is literally like tucked in there. Whereas on some girls that have a longer torso, they're a little bit taller than I am, it might be a little bit more cropped on you, but I just absolutely adore it. The fit is just so perfect, like really nice and figure hugging without being too tight. I love the crew neck around the collar. I just think it works so well under knitwear pieces or obviously by itself it works really well as well, and it's the kind of piece that I feel like you can dress up or dress down depending on how you want to wear it. The epitome of a wardrobe staple, if you ask me. One of those items that I honestly don't think I could live without in my autumn wardrobe anymore, which is why if I like it, I'll just get it in another colour. Honestly, I'm the worst offender for that. This time of year is honestly the most dangerous yet fun time of year to shop. I feel like there is just so much out there, whether you're looking for some cozy styling pieces to wear at home, whether you're looking for beautiful knitwear, new shoes, accessories. I just adore autumn whenever it comes to updating and refreshing my wardrobe. So that is everything that I've been picking up, that I've been adding into my wardrobe, that I'm going to be styling up for the coming season. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, comment your favorite autumnal emoji down below in the comments, because I always love seeing what your favorite emojis are and love knowing who makes it to the end of my videos. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button already, I would love it if you hit it now. You can come and join us for videos every Monday and Thursday. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.